Keep the good days good and the bad days better. This is the concept that I wish I had learned sooner in my self-improvement journey, because for the last 6 months I have been trying to quit scrolling and procrastinating so much on my phone, to stop the bad habits, become focused, work on myself, work on this channel, make videos, and just be the best version of myself that I can. But none of the methods seem to work until this one. So this is why in this video I'll explain to you why and how you should keep the good days good and the bad days better. So right from the start I can share one story of mine, because this concept basically summarizes my previous 2 to 3 months. So all of my mornings start pretty much the same. I wake up at the same time, so this is 5:55. I wake up, there is nothing to do, I just eat, I go to school. In the school it's like, okay, I study, there's a little bit of brain rot, some laughing with friends, and then I get back home, maybe I read a book, maybe, I don't know, I don't scroll on social media, and everything is fine. Maybe I have some workout, and we would say that if we ended the day right here, it would be just perfect. It's like an average self-improvement day where it couldn't get worse. But the sad reality is that the closer I get to evening, the more tired I get. Then I catch myself on my bed laying, and I don't know, maybe I'm scrolling on my phone. Then after I scroll, I become tired. Then maybe I will go to eat something. I eat some junk food, I eat some sugar. And then I see that maybe I don't want to work out anymore. I see that I don't have energy to make videos. So maybe I will just continue to scroll. And of course, that is happening unconsciously. And the day is almost over. I haven't studied, I haven't done my homework. It's just, I turned the greatest and the best possible day, where I had no distractions, no stimulation, just a basic, boring, but actually great for you day, into procrastinating, scrolling, and doing absolutely nothing. And this is what happened with me in the last few months, where I have these big ambitions, these big goals to make videos, to inspire other people, to always stay focused and make meaningful changes. But in reality, I also fail. I'm not always my best. And this is what I want you to learn from me. I have been trying different kinds of methods to quit all these bad habits, and some worked and some didn't. So a few methods that I tried was saying to myself that from today I will stop scrolling on social media, I will just close the phone and not opening. Didn't work. I would write it on a paper, because every single day I journal, and I have a journaling method tutorial in my YouTube channel. But it did work, but it's not quick, it's not fast. And the next few methods that I used was being in the community, and every single day reminding my community that we have to stop scrolling, we have to keep it below 1 hour every single day, and that seemed to work pretty much alright. And of course, I keep with myself a habit tracking board. I have all these motivational things, but the fact that I have all these methods, it doesn't completely stop me from ruining my good days. From coming home after school being tired, not wanting to do anything, and just wanting to scroll on my phone, procrastinate, and whether that happens consciously or unconsciously. We come to the question why we should keep the good days good and the bad days better. So if, let's say we had this perfect day that we can build for ourselves. So for example, you wake up, you don't open your phone in the first hour, you eat something, you go to school, maybe you don't procrastinate at school, you just study, you get back from school, or you go to work out, or you work out at home, maybe you read the book, and this is already very, very good. So the things that make it worse is you opening your phone and scrolling, is you procrastinating or not doing a work. And this is why we come up to the question why. So there is the concept of stacking wins. So basically what this means is that every single day, let's say you read a book, that's a win. You study, you do your homework, that's a win. You make a video for YouTube or for your social media, that's a win. You don't eat sugar, that's a win. And what happens is when you stack all these wins, you have the momentum to go further, You have something saying that you did this, now you can do that. But most of the times it actually happens in a reversed way, which is stacked losses. And when you have a great day, it could become a stacked win that later tells you that you are great, you are doing great, and this pushes you further with momentum. But when we ruin our good days, when you come home from school exhausted, tired, and you don't want to do anything, you think that, well, what is going to happen? But that good day becomes a bad day. And when you thought to yourself that you had a good day, but it actually becomes a bad day, you have one bad day, the next day happens almost the same. You did good in the morning, but you ruined your evening. It's a bad day, it's a bad day, it's a bad day. And I can tell you this from having an accountability board where every single day I track my good habits that I want to track. When you see to yourself that all your days were just bad in a row, this actually works in a reverse way. The more bad days you have, the harder it is to get on the right path, the harder it is for you to, pick your habit of making YouTube videos, pick your habit of reading a book every single day, pick your habit of studying consistently, of doing something that is really important to you. But when you have stacked losses against yourself, you just see that, well, you are a loser. You are basically a loser. And the accountability board tells you that. You tell this to yourself because you know what actions you have been doing. And this is why I want you to learn this concept that it's important to keep the good days good, because each and every single day counts either for a stacked win or for a stacked lose. And a stacked lose is way bigger than a stacked win. So, it's like having a respect. It's so easy to lose the respect, yet it's so hard to gain it. And this is the same with motivation, this is the same with momentum, this is the same with good habits. It's absolutely hard and it's really challenging to keep the good habits these days when we have so much procrastination, so much social media, advertisements, just all the shit going around you, all this information, and the people around you, the students around you. It's just really hard to focus on a very few things that make your day good. So there are a few things. This is step one, how to actually maintain a good day and how to keep it from becoming bad. So there are a few habits that I try to do every single day, and I try to consciously tell myself of what I need to do and when I need to stop. So the first half of my day is pretty easy to maintain. As I said, I wake up at the same time, so it's pretty hard to ruin it because every single day I have to go to school. So a first hour of the day, pretty much nothing happens. I wake up, I prepare myself for school, I eat my breakfast, and I go to school. And I have this habit, whenever I go to school on a bus, every single day I'm reading a book. So that's one simple stacked win that I have every single day. I just go on a bus, that's 20 minutes of reading, and it's really simple. You cannot ruin it. And if I used to watch YouTube videos, if I used to watch podcasts, that was actually a bad habit. I switch it into having a book every single day for 10 minutes, for 15 minutes, for 20 minutes while going on a bus. And this is really simple because it stacks again as a win. So we have the morning, which is every single day the same. Then I go to school, and at school I try to focus on a few things. The first thing is that I have this rule that at school I'm not opening my social media, I'm not scrolling, because either I am studying or either I am talking with friends, I'm socializing, and this is again two good habits. The main point for you while being in school, while being in a job, while being in a university, in any kinds of lessons or any kind of facility, you have to focus on not doing the bad habits. Anything else that you do almost all the times counts towards the better things. So just avoid too much brain rot, focus on your studying, focus on socializing, and don't open social media. So now we have what? Almost half of day that is really easy to maintain. So the last thing that we have to deal with is we have to deal with ourselves when we get back home, when we get back tired, when we get back from all the hobbies, from all the activities that we have, and when we are tired. Because we get back from home, we get back from school, you are tired, you want to lay on your bed, then you see how you pick your phone, you want to check notifications, you want to check what your friends are doing, then you say to yourself that, let me see what's happening on Instagram, let me open TikTok, maybe I'll want to watch one YouTube podcast that turns into a few videos, and then you are already deep into routine, where you just come home, you are unconsciously scrolling, and you already ruined your day. So this is what we want to focus on. A trigger, or this thing that tells us to do the bad thing, is when we are tired. So how can we prevent this? And I have actually tried a few things to do this. I tried to distract myself with eating food, talking with my family members, just try to distract myself as long as I can until I'm a little bit relaxed and a little bit forget about school. So when I come back from school, I'm always tired. I'm pretty exhausted because, well, school takes a lot of hours and it's challenging in either way. And when you get back from school, I try to distract myself with a few good things that lets me to a little bit relax and a little bit forget about school. So this is number one thing that you can try, to just not get right into your phone, not get right into scrolling, procrastinating, but just going around your home, doing this like a mini routine. And some might say that this is wasting time, you should instantly get to work, you should instantly do the productive things. And I agree with you. But this is for someone that has already been working for years, already been consistent for months, and a work means nothing. But to you and to me, who has been procrastinating, who has been scrolling, and who has been definitely not working at 100% efficiency, I recommend to you just having a simple routine. So for example, whenever I get back from school, 3 times per week I'm having a workout at least. So I work out at my home, I have the equipment that I need, or I do bodyweight exercises, push-ups, pull-ups. So this is one part of a routine. Whenever I get back from school, the first thing that I do before checking my phone, before eating, before doing anything, I work out. Then after workout, I immediately go to eat. So that's like another 2 hours occupied without having any distractions, any stimulation. And we have already delayed almost 70% of the day. So this is a really good day. You study it, you did not do any distracting things, you did not engage in stimulations, you did your workout, maybe you read a book, and this is already great. So now the next step that we had is we had a routine of eating, making maybe a tea, a coffee, talking with family members, and now we have this small part of the day that is left that can either make the most amount of progress or that can kill your day. And this is what I want you to focus on. Instead of trying to focus on working a lot of hours, instead of trying to focus on doing as much as productive work as you can, when you are trying to get out of the bad habits, the really important thing that you need to remember is that we have to work on small wins. So for example, if you had this quite great day throughout your day, you were quite focused, you did not do too much shit, the best thing that you can do is just focus and maybe try to work on smaller things. So for example, if you want to try to get into content creation, or you want to start studying every single day consistently for a few hours, the worst thing that you could do is jump right into action, work for one day, you feel pretty amazing, you feel pretty productive, and for the rest of the week, you pretty much do nothing. So this is the bad thing, this is the bad way. For some people it can work, but if you are not 100% sure about your productivity, about your focus, and you know that you get distracted really quickly, this is not the best way. So the best way, and how I usually used to go, is that, as we said, we had the good day, and now we are left with a few hours before going to sleep. So instead of procrastinating on my phone, instead of looking for tasks that I could do on my phone, scrolling to my analytics, looking at social media, looking at other people, and just trying to pretend that I am learning something or that I am trying to research something, because most of the times I am not. And so with a few hours that we have, what we do is I either try to read a book, but again, if you read in the morning, maybe you don't want to read in the evening. What I do is every single day I try to finish my homework, and I know that this is really important because with finished homework you study well without putting too much effort. So there are a few small things that we can do. So for example, if you want to get into content creation, maybe you pick a notebook like I have right here, and you just write for yourself a few ideas. Maybe you write those ideas in your phone notes, but again, when you want to quit procrastinating and scrolling, I recommend just staying away from the phones. Because I can tell this from my personal experience. Whenever I set for myself some work on my phone, the first thing that I do is I always check social media. And when I check social media, I go to another social media, I go to another app, and this is like 15 minutes wasted, and then you feel again unenergized, exhausted, tired, and you don't do the work. So I try to avoid using my phone too much and trying to do as many tasks as I can on a paper. So these are our small wins. Maybe you write some ideas for yourself, maybe you do push-ups, maybe you do pull-ups, and maybe you do your homework, you try to study something. And the last and most important part of our day is, if we had a good day, then it's okay to stop early. For example, if you used to go to sleep at 10 o'clock or at 11 o'clock, and if you see that at 9 o'clock you are pretty much prepared, you had the good habits, so instead of just waiting and trying to get to the point where it's 23 o'clock, when it's 11 o'clock, you just say, stop, I did great this day, and now I'm going to finish this day greatly. So every single day I finish my day with journaling. I have, again, a journaling tutorial. You can join my community, top link in the description if you want to talk about it. And I just finish my day, I journal a few things, and then I go to sleep. So going to sleep has never done any harm to anyone. Staying late, trying to do something, almost all the time leads to having a bad day, leads to procrastination. So whenever you feel that you have done quite enough for your day, and if you stop the day at this moment, you could say that you have a pretty much good day, or in better terms, a great day. So this is really, really simple. You have to remember to keep the good days good, and now we move on to keeping the bad days better. So first things first, what is a bad day? To me, a bad day is when I don't make any progress in YouTube, I don't film any videos, I don't script any videos, I don't get any ideas. A bad day to me is when I scroll and procrastinate on social media. This is probably the number one habit that right now I hate the most, and all the time it leads me to feeling bad, it leads me to feeling anxious, and like, you just see that you scrolled too much, you feel tired because of it, you feel bored, you feel unmotivated because of it, and you know that because you scrolled on social media, because you watch TikTok, because you watch Instagram, you know that all your goals that you have for yourself, whether it's to make some meaningful changes, whether it's to earn money, whether it's to study well, whether it's to have good grades, good physique, you know that because of scrolling, you are harming all the goals that you want. And I know this from myself, and this pretty much hurts because every single day I'm thinking of how can I become better. I know that I can make videos, I know that I can film more, and I definitely can. I can make some meaningful changes, I can make an impact, and you know, I can work towards something better. But every time I scroll on social media, this pretty much slows me down 3 or 5 times. I don't make the video, I don't get the ideas, you know, after scrolling, you don't want to push further. It's like you scroll on social media, then you feel in this bad way, and it's like your day is ruined, and let's make it worse. Then you go to other bad habits, then you eat sugars, you eat junk food, maybe you watch pornography, and it's like you made the bad day even worse, and that's usually because I scroll too much on social media. So, this concept states that we have to make our bad days better. So, after I have tried a few methods of quitting scrolling on my phone, procrastinating, and not doing the work, so I tried being in my community, and this pretty much helped a lot, and you can join, top link in the description. I have tried to journal every single day, and these methods helped pretty much to make me more aware of my actions. So for example, it's quite hard to completely avoid social media. So whenever I get back from school and I feel tired, I pick up my phone and maybe I scroll for 20 minutes. Well, 20 minutes does not do that much harm. Well, it does some, but it doesn't do that much harm as 2 hours or 3 hours. And what all these other methods help me to do is become more aware. So for example, after 20 minutes, I look at my phone and I recognize that I shouldn't be doing that. If before, without all these methods, I would use to scroll for 2 hours and only then think that maybe this is bad for me, after 20 minutes, after 10 minutes, after 30 minutes, now I know that I am doing the wrong thing. And this is where I try to engrave this in my head, just smash it into my head, that I have to remember that if I'm having a bad day, which means that I'm having some bad habits, whether it's scrolling, procrastinating, I have to stop and make my day better. So the simplest way to make your bad day better is to stop right here and just do nothing. So for example, if you catch yourself scrolling on the phone like I do myself right now, I just remember that I have to make my bad day. Bad day does not mean it's over, and bad day does not mean it counts if you don't make it worse. So we stop, we look at our phone, we see that this is enough, and then we search of ways how can we make our day better. So for most of you, and that happened a lot with me, is that when I stop scrolling on my phone, so I put my phone down, what I find is that I always am bored and I don't know what to do. So what comes in mind is that we have to have some small habits that we can do when we stop doing the bad habit. So a few great examples that I used to do was going outside, just anywhere, outside, in a park, going out with friends, or just alone, to breathe fresh air, to ride a bike, to play basketball, to, I don't know, walk a dog if you have one, and just try to be present. So going outside really helps when you need to make this reset, and I will talk about that in my next video, how can you make the worst days better. But right now, when you stop doing the bad habit and you want to make your bad day better, what we have to focus on is on a few habits. So for example, going outside and just resetting, breathing air. Then what I do is that, as I said, every single day I journal to finish my day. The other good things that you can do is having some kind of sport. And this sport does not mean that it has to be a big workout. All it can be is just you doing 50 push-ups throughout the day, a few pull-ups, if you can't do any, doing some squats or just walking. And the last thing that you can do to make your day better is either pick a book and write about yourself. So for example, I believe that most of you have this goal that I want to start social media, I want to start filming videos, or I want to learn about something. So you just write about yourself. You literally say this. I want to start making videos on YouTube. And then you try to play with yourself and ask, how can I do this? And I used to write this, and this definitely helped me, because most of the times when you go to school, when you come back, when you do all sorts of stuff, when you do all those hobbies, you find yourself that you are pretty stressed when you have to manage all these things. And if you want to incorporate a new good habit, it's really hard to do just by remembering it. So just writing about it helps almost all the time. And actually another thing that you can do is, well, read a book. Reading book is an awesome hobby, and don't look at it as something that you have to do for hours, for plenty of hours. Just 20 minutes, 10 minutes of reading every single day is an awesome hobby. And to finish this, what you have to remember is that a bad day is only a bad day when you finish it like a bad day. So, you get back from school, maybe you decide to procrastinate, and if you don't stop and continue to scroll, procrastinate, do the bad habits until the evening, and you go to sleep with this fucked up feeling, this is where the bad day counts. But the most important thing is the evening, whether you fuck it or not. So to not screw the evening, what we do is we journal, we try to stop procrastinating in the evening and finishing it off with a good habit. So a good habit can be reading a book, journaling, studying, doing homework, or just going to sleep early. So I hope that this concept is really simple to remember and you will start to incorporate. So our goal in our self-improvement journey, in our business journey, in our learning, studying, we have to remember that we have to keep the good days good and the bad days better. And there are a lot of methods that help, whether it's having a habit tracker, whether it's writing and being in the community, top link in the description, whether it's journaling every single day. Just remembering that if you had a good day where you had no habits, no bad habits, no distractions, keep it that way. Finish the day with complete boredom, doing nothing, but just keep it good. And for the bad days, the most important thing that you can do is to become aware of the bad habits that you do. So it's scrolling, procrastinating, wasting time, eating sugars, watching pornography, not doing any work, not studying, and try to stop it. So it's okay to have bad days, it's okay to scroll, it's okay to procrastinate, because if you want to quit that, and I am sure that you want, it won't happen quickly. And for me, it took me probably around 3 months to get to this point where I am only aware and I haven't completely quit it all. So you have to remember that the bad day is not so much of a bad day if you don't keep it worse. Instead, you try to keep it better, you incorporate other good habits, or you just stop doing the bad habit. And you remember that if you stack the good days, so you kept the good days good, that's a stack win, you made the bad days better, so it's almost a stack win, and you just build good thing after good thing after good thing, and now you have some real progress. So if you want, I recommend you joining, top link in the description, where we have an awesome community where every single day I can remember you personally, what you need to do, that you need to stay accountable, that you need to stop scrolling, and everyone is focused on actual real self-improvement. So I hope that this habit will actually change your life. It will help you on your path to progress, to making something better in your life, and I hope to see you in my next video. See you soon.